Hello, welcome to Rudy Reviews, a review show made by yours truly. This mic doesn't work. That was for show. But the original name was Rudy Reviews. That was never used. It was just a draft. But it was a good suggestion. It led me to Rudy Reviews, which honestly pretty solid name. This is the second one. First one was Ant-Man unofficially. I mean, it counts. But I don't know. This semi. I don't think I'm ever really gonna do this. No, I'm probably gonna do the next movie that's like really crazy because this movie was decent. While it was decent, it still was like insane in most parts, and I'm like, what am I watching? But it's funny. After talking about it, I'm like, what am I watching? But all right, so the movie starts off. There's like a bunch of blue beetles. It's like a green one, a yellow one, a blue one, and they're all flying, and a black one too, and they're all flying. They're like flying through the air, and that Green Lantern is like to the Blue Beetle one, and it's like it gets electrocuted, and it's like what's going on there? Why it gets electrocuted? So the original thing is with those things is that they're like sent by this other like planet or whatever or some shit, and like the hit by the Green Lantern ring, it's like it's not gonna get over control once they try to take over the Earth and stuff. So that's just like, so it's a good one, so that's good to hear. But, after that happens, blah, 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 I'm assuming I'll talk more about the other rest of it. So blah, blah, that's happened, that's the intro. It's not really, it's like, oh, that's the intro, that's what happened to it, blah, blah, blah. But, then, after that, you're introduced to Angry White Lady. That's like the best villain you can make nowadays, honestly. Like, everyone hates an Angry White Lady. And so that's the main villain, her and guy that she tortured. So those are the two main villains. And if I didn't tell you, this is a spoiler review. Sorry to burst your bubble if you're, I don't know, dead set on not being spoiled about the Blue Beetle movie. I'm sorry. But this movie was not supposed to actually make a lot of money. Whenever people say it bombed, it was supposed to be an HBO Max release. So it's cheesy. Very, very cheesy. It's supposed to be straight to HBO Max. None of this, like, it's not supposed to be a theater. Whenever they threw it to a theater, they were just doing it just for money. Yeah, they spent marketing money and stuff on it, but that's for the toys as well. That's for everything else. And those toys, if I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie, this shit's kind of fire. But, like, I don't know. But putting that aside, putting marketing and stuff aside, that's how it starts off. So the Angry White Lady, she's like I'm making angry things, and they tell the girl with 44 million Instagram followers, she's like, who's Ted Kord's daughter? I'll refer to her as that, Ted Kord's daughter. But she was like, all right. And then she's like, whoa, this is my dad's thing. You can't be making evil things. He's like, it's my brother. I can do whatever. She didn't say that, but I just learned it was her brother after. I didn't actually know that during the movie watch. I was like, who? I'm like, how is she the leader of the company? I don't know why. I know she's a Cord, but who is she related? But then I found out, like, oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, I guess I get it. But not really. Sister. But no, at the end of the movie, it's alright. Of course it is, but it is basic in that way. But then again, it's okay. I don't know what keeps happening with that. But putting that aside, after that, the girl's like, no, we do not create killing machines here. We are not with that people. And so she's like, no, and then what's it called? That was at this little meeting place. So let's move on to Jaime. Jaime Reyes, played by Xola Miranda, who I'm sorry, I can't say his last name. I don't know. I tried. What's it called? He's a guy from Cobra Kai. He's a fire actor. I always liked him. But what's it called? He's phenomenal. Born to play it. But yeah, I really liked him in the role. He was solid. But so like he graduated college and stuff, it's like very Latino, but they don't speak a surprising amount of Spanish. They need to speak more Spanish, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it would suck for me because I can't read Spanish or I can't speak it, so I'd have to read it a lot. But it would make more logical sense. But I understand the appealing to the wider audience. George Lopez, reasonable. They do use Spanish a decent amount though. I'm happy with the amount they use because they have to do it for stupid English people, stupid Americans. I am a stupid American as well, so making fun of myself, it's okay. That being put aside, yeah, that's about the movie. He graduates from college, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna have to work, do great jobs and stuff, but I guess he's pre-law, which I didn't know until you learn in the other scene. But what's it called? So they're working at a hotel and blah blah blah. So he's like, you see it in all the trailers and stuff, and if you watch the trailers, I don't know, but yeah, he's doing all that and stuff. And then they're like, oh my gosh, it's the rich lady. That's where the meeting was happening. And then he sees like, oh my gosh, the rich lady and the daughter. And the rich lady was, the sister was yelling at Ted Kord's daughter. Ted Kord, not the original Blue Beetle. Not the original Blue Beetle. The second Blue Beetle. The main Blue Beetle, Ted Kord. But his daughter and his sister. Alright, so it's his company. But he's like on some superhero excursion or some stuff. I don't know. But like, okay, so they're fighting, and then he's like, whoa, 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 to the lady, to the sister. He's like, whoa, you can't be doing all this now. And then she's like, whoa, here's a job. And then the sister's like, yeah, here's a job. And then he's like, all right, I'll meet you this day and work for you guys. And she's like, and his sister, Jaime's sister, is like, what's a pre-law student gonna do there? And it's like, exactly, it doesn't make much sense how he just got the job, but whatever, it's plot reasons, but it's alright. I like that point. But then, I don't know, blah 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 blah, things go on. So the daughter's like, I'm gonna steal the scarab, I guess, in her mind. She's like, I wanna do that. And no, so like, Jaime goes in that day. She's like, I'm gonna steal the scarab. Jaime goes in that day. He's like, all right, I'm ready for work and stuff. And so he's like stalking her down. So he's like, where is she? He finds her in the elevator. He's like, there she is. And then runs down past her while she's trying to like escape with the scarab. She's trying to run away. He's like chasing her down. He's like, yo, I need to talk to you, because he's like, he wants a job or whatever. Reasonable. And she's like, then there's a lockdown. She's like, oh my gosh. And then she's like, all right, you take the scarab. He's like, he took the scarab. He didn't know what was in it because it was big belly burger box. And that riles all the time like Billy Bobble Bunkers. When the big belly burger box. And then she's like, don't look at it or none. And then, he takes it home and he looks at it almost immediately because his family impulsed him to, which is, why would you not look at it? And then, George Lopez, who's Uncle Rudy Reviews. I'm sure it's R-U-D-Y instead of R-U-D-I. But Uncle Rudy, he's fire in this movie. And then the sister's playing around, and then they give it to Jaime, and he's like, whoa, and then it like comes alive. He's like, whoa, like you see on all the posters and stuff, it comes alive on his hand, and it looks at him. And then it jumps on it, and it's like a real spooky scene and stuff, and it's like going all over. It's like, and he's getting like, taking over his body and stuff, and then like he goes and he flies and shit, all the normal things, like all the normal flight scenes in superhero movies. Does all this stuff, crazy stuff, but it's not him doing it. It's kind of cool in that sense because, I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. But then, like, the bus scene, I thought, like, what's it called? It was kind of dumb in the trailers, in my opinion. But then in the movie, it was a lot better because, what's it called? He dropped down and stuff. And, like, before he dropped down, there was, like, 3, like, stoners sitting on a bench. And they're like, I don't think the Ed will hit in yet. They didn't say Ed over there. I don't think it hit in yet. And then Blue Beetle drops in out of nowhere, like, busts up some cars, cuts up the bus in half and stuff. And, like, is like going crazy and stuff, and then like flies away and without like trying to and stuff, as he's still trying to talk to people. And then like the thing goes back to the bench. You're like, I think it hit, bro. So I was like, all right, that's a pretty funny joke. Then all right, so he gets his powers and stuff, blah blah blah, and then what's it called? Then he's like, oh my gosh, and then he's in bed, and then next day he wakes up and he's like, what's in my back? He takes his shirt off. And it shows the scarab in his back. It actually canonically, I believe, as they talked of in the movie, canonically, at the 10-minute mark, canonically went up Blue Beetle's ass. Up Blue Beetle's ass is what happened. And that was pretty funny in my opinion, actually. How the Blue Beetle just went up Jaime's colon. I don't know Spanish. I wish I did. They said it a lot of times. I'm mad at myself, honestly. But that aside, he wakes up. He's like, "Oh my gosh, there's a beetle in my back." He's like, "Ah!" And honestly, he gets over it pretty quickly. But that aside, then he meets up with what's his name? Oh, her, because she's like, I don't know, trying to do some, I think, running away or whatever, because she's getting like targeted and stuff by the whole company and stuff because they know she stole it, I guess. So she's running away, and then she hops in the car with him, or he hops in the car with her, one of the two, and then she's like, where's the box at? And he's like, it's in my bag. She's like, what? Kind of, I guess, I don't know. And then she's like, all right, we have to go in. Then he takes her back to his house, and then they run away from the bad guys. After they get shot and stuff in Uncle Rudy's car, and Rudy's like, oh my gosh, my car! He loves his car, I guess. Then what else? Oh yeah, after that, he like shows her, he's like, look at my back. And she's like, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe you ingested it. And let's go after that, she's like, all right, we have to go to my dad's house. And he's like, okay. And so they have to sneak in. So her, George Lopez, Uncle Rudy, and Jaime's like, alright. So the daughter and Jaime, they're definitely, do you think they're getting together? Y or N? I'll tell you later. So then those people and George Lopez, they all go there because George Lopez is smart as heck, but he's like real paranoid about the government, I guess. And so after that, he like went there, and then he jammed signals with I don't know his name, I'm sorry, I feel bad, I don't know his name, but he was like the Mexican superhero that was like a comedy ploy on like all American superheroes, and so it was just a joke on Americans. So I all jokes on Americans are hilarious, I love them. But yeah, so that was what they played through the cameras and stuff, and the one guy was laughing. But in the camera room, obviously, of course. And then, which, I mean, you shouldn't be laughing in that situation. That's what makes it funny. But yeah, and then they break in. They take the watch. The watch works perfectly. They get in the house. The house hasn't been in for about, since she was 8 years old. She's I would say at least 20 right now. At least, at a minimum 20. At a minimum, she's 20 years old, and she's basically secondary head of the company. Yeah, but she hasn't been at the house since she was 8, but that watch works perfectly, which, I mean, I do believe, because, I mean, it's still superhero technology. I believe it. I don't know if it might have been charged. It probably was charged. Never mind. She took it off. I think she probably took it off charging pad. But, okay. That's getting a little bit too crazy. But after that happened, there's a second thing. Not really. Oh yeah, there was. The guy that was tortured by the evil white lady, he's fighting. He's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You guys are here. And he goes to like punch the girl or something. And Blue Beetle, Jaime, is like, psh, and he catches it, and then the Blue Beetle fist forms around it, like Jaime's hand, and it forms into the suit, whatever. I was like, that kind of fire, bro, but like, you know. And then, so after that happened, like, after he did that, it was a fight, and they fought. Fight scenes are actually really dope, but he won't kill people. So like, this thing in a Blue Beetle suit can create anything, but like, all he really made was energy blasters, so he'd just be like, big energy blast, puts him down for like 5 seconds, and then like, I think he beat him up again. I don't know. They fought a little bit more. I don't know. Energy blasting was like kind of useless at IMO. But after that point, they stopped energy blasting. They stopped fighting. You know, Jaime gets safe. They get the watch. They go back to the place. You know, like the story gets on. And so they get to the house, and they're at their house. They're like, "Oh my gosh, it's so nice." And then George Lopez names off like, "Oh my gosh, Superman and Flash in Central City, and Batman's a fascist because I don't know, because they want to be different slightly." But I didn't think it would actually affect that many people that much. Like, it affects people a lot, I guess. I guess. I mean, it's just a throwaway line. Like, it's his fault. I guess he threw it in the trailer. That's kind of what threw people off to it. I don't know, but I don't know. It's just because Uncle Rudy's like a crazy like guy. They throw that into the whole movie. They throw the fascist line in there. They're not gonna diss their best character they have. Like, they're showing that Uncle Rudy's crazy just because he said it. Doesn't mean nothing. But that being put aside, yeah. After that, it's like a See, so the cord lady, she then sets like a ice, like a literal like getting people like, oh my gosh, like a illegal immigrant type thing, like complete raid of their house. It was completely like horrible. And then like Jaime's like, I need to generate my suit. I don't know how to get it out. And he's like, I know what. It'll protect me no matter what. And then he jumps off the roof of the courthouse and that protects him, and then he flies over and shit. So then he does that, and that was fun for him, I guess. He enjoyed it, and then he got over. Wasn't fun for long though, because he has to fight the big angry guy, which I don't get why they made him red, because that just makes him a villain, you know? Like, that's just a villain color. Like, red is bad. You know, why not make him purple, since the color is purple for Cord Industries, which I also don't understand. Why would he make it purple? Because the company's owned by Ted Cord, and his color is blue. Why not make it blue? She might have changed it to purple, but now why not make the suits purple? I believe they didn't make the suits purple due to the fact that I don't think the guy would wear the suit. He'd be like, I'm okay with all the torturing. I'm okay with the torture, but purple suits, that's where I draw the line. I cannot be put in the purple suit. Cannot be done. Cannot be done. And then she's like, fine, red. He's like, yes, I love red. I love red so much. And then that was about it. Then after that, so yeah, they fight at his house. You know, there's a big fight outside, and yeah, that happens, and I don't believe Uncle Lopez and the girl come back, and this is the daughter. I think they stay there. But then, so the whole family and Jaime are there, and like they're fighting and stuff, and the heist thing's happening. No one gets hurt except for the dad, because it's a canon event that his father has to die. So his father gets a heart attack. They hinted at the heart attack earlier in the movie, so it's a like, that's why he died like that, because he has heart problems. That's why he had it. See, then it's like it takes away the emotional thought of it if you think about it that way. But that being said, he dies. Jaime's like, no, about his father, and understandably, and that happens, and then he gets kidnapped because he used like this claw machine type thing on him. And it's like, and it sucks all the power out of the suit basically, and it's like, and he's just like, I can't get out, and yeah, so he's just kind of stuck in that. He gets dragged away by the evil bad guy, and then his family is like, they just all team up with Uncle Rudy then, and the daughter, Ted Cord's daughter. They all team up, and then yeah, they get guns. The mom does nothing but cry the whole movie. I hate to say that. Like, she does nothing but cry. She gets a gun in the suit up scene, and she doesn't use a gun. She just cries with Jaime later in the movie. And then what's it called? The grandma gets a Gatling gun. The sister gets like some fist gun, like power glove, and like has like a power punch and like a shield. And she's like, ooh, and she's like, you know, and it's like, wow, that's kind of neat. But then it's like, reasonable. Uncle Rudy just uses the car basically, and his own equipment that like is super powered-ish, I guess. I don't know. that's about it actually of all the fighters. And it's the daughter kind of just, I don't know, she doesn't really, she's like more like a talker. She's not really a fighter. But that being put aside, oh, and also I did want to mention inside the mansion there is a picture of Ted Kord. Ted Kord was supposed to be cast as Jason Sudeikis in this movie, but I guess it fell through somehow. But I believe that. No, actually, I have no clue what I believe. I'm just saying Ted Kord might come back. I don't know. But Jason Sudeikis might play him in the Blue Beetle, and not the Blue Beetle show, but Booster Gold show, my favorite superhero. Just want to say that, put that out there. Blue Beetle's supposed to be in that show, and then I'm assuming Jason Sudeikis, maybe Jason Sudeikis. I don't want to shoot anything too strong, but the picture did look like him. But that being put aside, so then they all fight and stuff, you know, and then they go to the island where the original Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett, I think it's Dan Garrett. I know his first name is Dan, but I don't know his last name's Garrett or not. But then that's where he died. They talked about the original ascension of the Blue Beetle. It was like originally like pharaohs and stuff, they would wear it. So it did originally attach to other people, but then it like doesn't attach to it. Chooses a host by itself. So then it chose that Dan Garrett guy, and the Dan Garrett guy kind of chose Ted Kord and gave it to him to like use him. When it didn't choose him, so he just used it to like use the power and harness it to create stuff and all that. And then, so yeah, but it didn't connect with the sister. They connected with the daughter. It only connected with Jaime because it's Jaime, I guess. You know, Jaime. And then, but yeah, so yeah, but that island that they're on where they took Jaime to is the island where he died and gave the beetle to Ted Kord. I don't remember the name of the island because I didn't look it up again, but that's what it was. But after that, they then went to they all went to the island. They drew the Blue Beetle car, and then what's it called? Uncle Rudy's like using it to step and stuff, like, and the feet keep like stomping in people and like going into their bodies, and like then he shakes them off like, get off my. So he's like just murdering people, and the grandma has like a Gatling gun. She's just mowing people down. She's like, woo, she's just mowing everyone down. They are murderers. Not Jaime though. Not Jaime. Murderers. The rest of them though. George Lopez is like, oh, I got him on my foot. He's laughing about murder. Family's crazy. Family's utterly insane. I don't know what to say. It's called The Grandma Had the Final Shot too. Actually, I think she killed the bad guy. Oh my goodness, I don't even remember. Because, I don't know, it was too crazy. But, no, it was reasonable though. But after that, you know, they all go there trying to suck his power out so they can learn all they can about the scarab, and then, you know, they fight, big fight scene, you know. The fight scenes are actually really cool. The karate scenes, because, like, the combat scenes are really good, probably, because Yolo Miranda does Cobra Kai, so, like, Yolo Miranda does, so, like, his stuff, he knows how to fight and stuff, so it's not bad choreography. But in other circumstances, he needs, like, to actually kill some people, I feel. Because, like, I don't know, I mean, most of his things, he has to, like, not be afraid to, like, hurt him in a way. I don't want to, but he kind of has to, I feel. Because, I mean, most of the things he can create to do anything will have to be, like, and most of his injustice moves include, like, literal sword arms. I'd chop up Superman with sword arms on Injustice. Like, I don't know. Like, you need the sword arms in this movie, I feel. The sword arms are so dope. Like, you don't even understand. But I'm sure he'll pull them out there versus, like, Darkseid or something like that if he ever gets a chance to fight Darkseid. Which, I mean, I feel like he'll always be an important character, honestly. But, that being put aside, I believe that one thing. So, eventually the family gets there to do a killing and stuff, and they save Jaime, you know, because Jaime meets his dad in the afterlife. He's like, it's not your time. He's like, alright. And then he comes back to after they suck all this stuff, even though they said he'd die after sucking all this stuff out. So they got everything, and so then he fights them all, and then he gets away, and then she's like, I'm not going to do it. And then I forget who was someone. Oh yeah, they put Donda speakers all over the place, and then they blew up all the Donda speakers, and it all exploded. Yeah, but they ruined the island. They blew up all the information. They don't have that stuff anymore. It's all gone. And so nothing happened. The superheroes won. Nothing bad happened. It's a good day. And then they go back to the, I forget where. I think it was back at the house, honestly. They're doing like a, talking about it. And she's like, oh, don't worry. Cord will buy your house back and repair it from the fire, because there was a fire because they dropped a candle whenever the ice were invading them. So the house is burned down too. And so she's like, don't worry, I'll pay for everything. Because, I mean, she's fucking rich, obviously. So after that happened and all, after that happened, they made out, and the family was like, oh my gosh! Even though it was hinted at the entire time. And then the movie ended. And then, post-credit scene was Ted Cord being like, save me, I need help, or something like that, basically. And it kind of, I wish it was, like, more clear a picture. It was, like, literally just, like, Zod images from, like, Superman. And so these were, like, but worse, so you couldn't even tell who it was. Like, you could kind of tell it was Michael Shannon in that, but you could not tell it was Michael Shannon in this. But that being put aside, I believe this movie was a solid 8 out of 10. I like giving that to movies that are pretty solid in a way, but I don't know. I liked it. Solid movie. I kind of hope that the second one, or at least just include it in canon with like the Booster Gold show, so we get that Ted Cord exactly kind of figured out. But I don't know if they were going to do any of that. I don't know. They like to make promises not fulfilling. But anyways, that being said, I did wear blue today for Blue Beetle, even though I wore blue yesterday. It's too early to wear a sweatshirt, honestly. That being said, that's a Blue Beetle entry, and that was an okay movie. I would watch it again, yeah. It's a reason movie. I'll catch you another time.